When I met you, it's because I arrived at Howard and you were already a campus pal, and I would
Hmm.
become a campus pal. Talk about that organization and what it meant to you. Why is it important?
Well, the biggest influence of my early Howard career, if you will, was my encounter with my campus pal, who was Callie Jones. And I got to Howard. I was from Colorado. I did not have housing. I had off campus housing, meaning they sent me a letter ahead of time saying there's no housing for you anywhere. And so I'd never even been to DC. Back then, you had to go to the classified ads and find housing. So we found housing, a house near what we thought was near campus. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, me or my father had never been to DC. And found a house, and the house was terrible. It was like 5 blocks away. It was like on Harvard. I got to campus. They had a check-in for freshmen. I met my campus pal, Callie Jones, who had wrote me a letter before we got there. That's when you had to write a letter to all your kids that you're going to be responsible for. She was like, I remember you. I loved your letter, because I think I wrote her back. And she said, where are you staying? And I said, I'm staying at this house off of campus. And she was like, what?
This
No.
horrible house on Harvard Street.
Yeah. She was like, look, you ain't even from around here. And if you were from around here, I wouldn't let you stay over there. She took me to the Dean of Housing, took me in the office and was like, we got to find this kid on campus housing because his experience will not be the same and he will not last if we let him live off campus.
Mm-hmm.
And he's swimming for the swim team. And he said, I got 2 rooms in Carver and I got 2 rooms or 3 rooms in Drew. And she was like, you pick Drew. And I
Awesome.
picked Drew. And that changed my entire life at Howard. I met all my boys that are still my boys to this day. I mentioned Marlon Waynes. He and I are still best friends. He lived on the second floor. I lived on the fourth floor. My boy Chago lived on the second floor. We had the fourth ward, which is the fourth ward floor, like little, social club, as we called it. I joined God, which was a Drew Hall freshman social club. We had to
Social
call it.
organization, right? Uh-huh.
Yes. But my campus pal, Callie, changed my life. I mean, if I would not have had that experience, and on top of the orientation process and being integrated into the school through campus pals and just giving a safety net of, older students showing you the way in and showing you around campus and giving you insight. But that small gesture that she did to care about me, that made me want to be a pal and showed me how important campus pals were to Howard. Because had they not had that, bro, I probably wouldn't have lasted first semester. I would have been out. I wouldn't have had any friends, would have had hardly any social interaction, and my experience would have not been the same.
There it is.